Going on, y'all? Nick Raw coming to you with another video. So, you guys, you got to check this one out. You really have to check this one out. This is so deep. I had no choice but to actually check this out. So, if you guys have been following me on this channel for quite some time, you will know that I've been on this journey studying gaslighting. I've been on this journey studying narcissistic behavior, and as of late, the Most High led me to talk about cognitive dissonance. Now, I want you guys to actually check this video out, because if you watch this video, you're gonna be like, damn, this joint goes deep. Apologies for that. This joint goes deep, y'all. It really does. So I want you to actually check this out, because we're gonna dive into this quick video real quick, and you're gonna see it for yourselves. All right, so you can see, you guys, again, the cognitive playlist that I made. And Shibu, I see you on the chat. What's going on? But let's actually dive right into it, y'all. Check this video, because again, I could not make this up. All right, listen to this video. Cognitive dissonance.
If you read a text or hear something new, your mind has a strong desire for order and consistency. Now, the moment your brain holds two contradicting ideas, you experience distress. Your mind often resolves this problem by tweaking the ideas until they become consistent with the other stories you tell yourself to be true. Meat eaters, for example, who are confronted with new information of how their dinner came about, can either eat less meat, deploy strategies to cope with the new information, such as denial, or do a little bit of both.
Right? And these are all things that we've discussed in the video yesterday. So if you had not checked that video out, it would behoove you to really check it out, so you can really get a grasp of what cognitive dissonance is. But there's a reason why I titled this video in particular, Cognitive Dissonance, Narcissist, and Cults. Check this one out, y'all.
If two conflicting ideas are deeply ingrained in our identity, the mental imbalance can become overwhelming and intoxicate our thoughts. And as a result, we may believe even the most absurd conspiracy theories. To keep our sanity, it helps to learn about this phenomenon, known as cognitive dissonance. After a severe earthquake in India, rumors circulated among people who felt the shock but sustained no damage about an even worse disaster that was supposed to strike. However, no disaster followed, and psychologists began to wonder why such rumors sprang into existence. It seemed counterintuitive that people would share and believe fear-provoking stories during such a difficult time. Nearly 20 years passed before Leon Festinger, a young psychologist, had a plausible theory. The rumors were not fear-provoking, but instead fear-justifying.
All right, yeah. So you got to understand this as we proceed on with this video, because you need to understand, right? At the root, at the very root of cognitive dissonance, at the root of why you in a narcissistic relationship, at the very root of why you find yourself in a cult, you need to understand that the justification is all rooted in fear. It's all rooted in fear. All right, so I need you guys to understand that, because it's going to be paramount in how we continue. Keep going.
The argument. If we feel afraid and safe at the same time, we invent explanations to reduce such conflicting states of mind. Festinger called this mental imbalance cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is based on the idea that when two ideas are psychologically not consistent with each other, we change them and make them consistent. Festinger then examined whether a cognitive dissonance can be strong enough to believe in conspiracy theories even after they are proven wrong. To do so, two colleagues and Festinger joined a small apocalyptic cult led by Dorothy Martin, a suburban housewife.
All right, so do you guys hear that? Leon Festinger, right? That's the man. That is the psychologist that actually coined the term cognitive dissonance. He's about to join an apocalyptic cult. That's very key. An apocalyptic cult. In other words, this is a group of people who they share a belief that the world is somehow about to end. You see the fear that I'm talking about? It's all rooted in fear mongering. The world is about to end. There's going to be some apocalypse of some sort. So check out how Festinger understood the concept and how he coined the concept of cognitive dissonance. Check this out.
Martin claimed to receive messages from superior beings from another planet called Clarion. The messages purportedly said that a flood would destroy the world on December 21st, 1954. The psychologists observed that many members quit their jobs and let go of their possessions in preparation for the end of the world. When the day came and passed peacefully, Martin claimed that the world had been spared because of the force of good that the members had spread.
Alright, do you guys see the utter bullshit that just took place? This actually reminds me of the 7-Day Adventist and how I forgot the woman's name, but that woman that's in charge of the 7-Day Adventist, she came up with this whole theory that apparently the world was about to end and Jesus was coming back. And lo and behold, when that day came, Christ did not come back. What happens to the people? I want to ask that question, answer that question in the chat, y'all. What would you have to do in your mind to justify the fact that the world did not end or Jesus didn't come back the way you thought that he was going to come back? Now you're going to have to justify all the things that these people did. Again, if you go back, they said that they already had sold their goods. Let's go back, y'all, because I'm telling you, it's deep.
The psychologists observed that many members quit their jobs and let go of their possessions.
So they quit their jobs and let go of their possessions. So now when this apocalypse does not take place, what would you have to do in your mind to justify, like, damn, I just effed up. I had a dope ass job. It was paying me good and I gave it all up to follow this call and nothing happened. Do you see what happens? So now, because of cognitive dissonance, you're going to have to try to rewarp and rewrite your reality to find some type of congruence. You need, in other words, to bring it down in layman's terms, you're going to have to find some type of justification in order for you to feel better about yourself and so that you can find some form of reality that makes sense to you. All right.
In preparation for the end of the world. When the day came and passed peacefully, Martin claimed that the world had been spared because of the force of good that the members had spread. To cope with the situation and the heavy cognitive dissonance it produced, the psychologists hypothesized that the members had two options. They could either change their situations and let go of the beliefs and actions that formed the identity of their former self,
Right.
or they could embrace new beliefs to stay in the cult and protect the image they had formed of themselves. And that's exactly what happened. Some members faced the facts and left the cult to regain their sanity, while others believed Martin's story to keep their threatened worldview.
All right, so check this out, right? Some people left the cult. Again, you see, this goes back to what I was telling you guys before, right? What happens if, because again, just in case people may not understand, cognitive dissonance is really a simple concept. It's when you have two ideas within your mind that are at conflict with one another. All right? I'm going to try my best. Please let me know in the chat if it's actually coming in, y'all. Please let me know if you guys can actually hear my voice. Please let me know if you can hear my voice. Cognitive dissonance is when you have two opposing ideas that are at conflict with one another. And the thing is, because generally speaking, we do not like to deal with that conflict, we operate based off things that make sense, right? Like I gave you a very, very basic example yesterday. You cannot exist in a world where in your mind, you know that 2 + 2 = 4, and 2 plus 2 equals 5. They conflict. And so long as you walk in life having those two conflicts, you're walking in falsehood. So you either have to reject one of those thoughts, or you're gonna have to come up with some form of coping mechanism, aka justifications, as to why you believe two opposing ideas. So in this case, these people that was part of the cult, right? Some of them faced reality and were just like, man, the hell with this. I'm not. I'm out. And a logical person would say, rightfully so. I mean, you literally gave up all your goods, right? You quit your job just so that you could join this cult, and lo and behold, what this person was telling you never came to pass. You see, this is the reason why y'all need to stop operating behind fear. You see, the Bible says the fear of man bringeth a snare. You should never make moves based on fear. Especially when the Most High says he didn't give you a spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind. I'll give you a perfect example, right? I gave this example again. What happens if you're in a relationship with somebody, right? And they are not for that. And let's say, let me see. Sure. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. Please put in the chat if you can hear me, y'all. But what happens if that individual is a narcissist, right? So what tends to happen is that if I come and I give you an opposing idea, you see, because you got to understand the narcissist in the beginning of the relationship, they usually love bomb you. And there's a term that they call idealization. So you feel like, man, I'm being loved on, the AKA honeymoon phase, right? Everything is going good. So if I come and I present an alternative mindset in your mind, right? And I tell you, well, I saw your significant other, they were cheating on you. You get what I'm saying? They were cheating on you. Now, if I tell you that, you see, there exist the two ideas that are at conflict, right? They're at conflict with one another. And here's the thing. You need to do either two things, or I won't say need. You can either do two things. One is that you can actually understand that I'm actually trying to help you out, and I'm actually telling you the truth when I said your significant other is cheating, and you can leave that narcissist. You can leave that person that's emotionally abusing you, right? That's the logical and sound thing to do. But if you are bound by fear, and how does the fear voice itself in your life? It may come in the form of, what can I do without him or her? Oh, I'm nothing without him or her. Oh, but they love me. Oh, I can't find nobody else. Do you see the fear? Oh, this person is the best that I can do. I don't want to have to start all over. Do you see all the fear? This is how the fear is going to talk. It's going to voice itself just like that in your life. You see, this is the problem, y'all, and this is the reason why I'm trying my best to actually reach out to you guys right now. It is a problem whenever you move and operate by fear, because you're going to find yourself just like Fessinger saw those people trapped in a cult. What happens when this so-called cult leader and the things that they claimed was going to take place, right? This apocalypse was coming. What happens if it never comes? All that sacrifice. Now, let's go back to the relationship. How many of you sacrifice a bunch of stuff just to be in that relationship with that narcissist? That narcissist probably told you, I want you to get rid of your friends. I don't want you to hang out with them no more. I just want you to be with me. Yeah, I don't want you to go to those parties no more. I don't want you to hang out with those people no more. I don't like the way your brother speaks to me. If you wanna be with me, you gotta get rid of your brother, your siblings. Right? This is how these narcissists talk. And let me make sure you guys can hear me. Let me make sure you guys can hear me. So guess what? What I'm trying to tell you is that you then gave up so much just to keep that relationship with that narcissist. You gave up so much to be a part of that cult. You gave up so much. So you have to come up with justifications. You have to come up with justifications to understand why I'm still here. Yeah, you still here because you done quit your job. You still here because you done sold all your possessions to be a part of this relationship with that narcissist. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. So let's go back. Check this out.
Story to keep their threatened worldview.
Let's go back a little bit.
Some members faced the facts and left the cult to regain their sanity, while others believed Martin's story to keep their threatened worldview alive. In their assessment, the psychologists concluded that 3 conditions made it especially hard for members to quit. 1. If the members had deep convictions that were relevant to their everyday routines. 2. If they had done things that were difficult to undo. 3. If they received social support from other believers.
This one is huge, y'all. This one is huge. You see, so the first one they said, if you guys remember, it's hard to leave certain cults or relationships because in the process of you being a part of it, you probably done certain things that now have become a part of your daily routine, right? Let's talk about even Christianity, right? How many people, they go to these churches every single Sunday? So if I come up to you and I tell you all the falsehoods and the lies associated with Christianity, you're going to look at me like I'm crazy, even though I have a bunch of proof. I have a bunch of proof to prove to you that Christianity is probably the biggest cult in the world. But because you are infatuated with the lifestyle you developed while you were in Christianity, right? And you're going to find it, you're going to justify, nah, man, I go there every Sunday. You know, I go to these Christmas parties and these Easter parties. You know, I don't want to change it up. Nah, there's too much things I've done that's part of my daily routine, my yearly routine. You get what I'm saying? The second one, let's go back because I kind of forgot my damn self.
Deep convictions that were relevant to their everyday routines. 2. If they had done things that were difficult to undo.
AKA, like we heard it before. What happens if in the process to be a part of this religion, in the process to be a part of this relationship, what happens if you gave up certain things that now is pretty much irreparable, irreversible, right? AKA, if you gave up your job, right? What happens if you gave up your job? Is it easily to get that job back? So now you're going to have to justify, you know what, maybe it's for the best that I just stay right here. You know what I'm saying? I already done gave up my job. I already done sold my house. I already done gave up my, you know, forsaking my family, right? Just to be a part of this religion, Christianity, or whatever comes to mind, right? You already done made so many sacrifices. So this is the reason why you make this justification to remain in this toxic environment. AKA being in a relationship with the cult, AKA being in a relationship with a narcissist because of the cognitive dissonance. Let's keep going.
3. If they received social support from other believers.
This one is extremely tough. Listen to what I'm telling you. If you let's say you joined a cult, right? Or let's say, I'm gonna keep it as that. And you find information that, oh man, damn, I'm in a cult. Oh, this stuff that this person said that was going to take place and never took place. You get what I'm saying? It would be logical for you to leave, but you know what would keep you bound? I'm going to tell you what. All the social support, just like that video mentioned, that you received. All that social support, AKA, you know what that's called? Soul ties. All those soul ties, all those relationships that you formed when you join that cult, now it's going to be hard for you to leave because you're going to be like, damn, man, I made a lot of friends here. And here's the thing. This is what's so crazy about it all. You need to understand that at the end of the day, because in my channel, again, I'm called The Message Sent, right? The true gospel is sent unto you this day. And just like Jesus the Messiah said, I'm going to say this to you. Save yourself from this wicked and untoward generation. You see, you're so focused about mommy and daddy. You're so focused about your brothers and sister. You're so focused about everybody else. Sometimes you might even be focused on the narcissist his damn self. You need to save yourself because the problem is by you focusing on everybody else, you don't even realize you're going to continue to stay in a very toxic environment. You're going to feel like you're being drained. Why? Because the cognitive dissonance. You got to let go of that belief. Those conflicting beliefs are there for a reason. The reason why you feel uncomfortable, that feeling is there for a reason. Your body is letting you know that this is toxic. Your body is letting you know that you should not be here. Your body is telling you, and this is the reason why you experience anxiety and depression and oppression, sadness, sorrow, right? All these things is like your body is telling you, alert, alert. You need to get the hell out. But you're ignoring that voice. And that's the reason why you stay stuck in these relationships. You should have been left. When that man put his hand on you, or woman put her hand on you, that was your sign that you should have been left. Who are you? Not punching back for nobody? Oh, Nick, but they didn't touch me. If they verbally abusing you left and right, that was your sign to leave. You're not a verbal punching back for anybody. You won't be shit if it wasn't for me. This is what they tell you. You trash. Where were you before I met you? And you listen to these things. You allow those words to sink deep down in your soul. It's toxic, y'all. You have to leave. You have to leave. Check this video out, y'all.
Leon Festinger later wrote, "A man with a conviction is a hard man to change. Tell him you disagree and he turns away. Show him facts and he questions your sources. Appeal to logic and he fails to see your point." What are your thoughts? Do you have an idea how we can change our and other people's minds? If reason falls on deaf ears, can experience maybe do the trick? Share your thoughts and experience with Cognitive Dissonance.
Yeah, share your thoughts. What do you think is the best way to wake people up who are dealing with cognitive dissonance? Please put it in the chat, y'all. Put it in the chat, please. What is the best way to wake people up who are dealing with cognitive dissonance? You see, because here's the thing, just like I was telling you guys yesterday, it's one thing for us to try to wake them up, but all we're going to do in the process of trying to wake people up is that you're going to become an enemy to them because you're presenting them with information that they were not privy to, and they didn't want to be privy to it. They want to remain asleep. This is why you can see right here, if you can see me in that small circle on the screen, and I'm pointing to the word matrix, some people love staying in the matrix. Some people don't want to wake up. You know what? I'm going to play this next clip, and I'm going to try my best to shut up, all right? It's 3 minutes. I'm going to try my best to not say a word.
You're going to have to get used to asking questions that might make you a little bit uncomfortable.
Isn't that ironic?
In the early 1950s, Leon Festinger and a group of fellow scientists infiltrated a UFO cult run by Dorothy Martin. Martin and her followers, called the Seekers, believed that the world would end in catastrophic floods on December the 21st, 1954. Festinger and his team wanted to know what would happen on December 22nd, 1954. Members of the Seekers cult were indoctrinated into the belief system, such that their lives revolved entirely around the belief that the world would end on December 21st. They had given up their money and normal social connections. They were surrounded by fellow believers and...
Check this out. Read what it says there. Read what it says there. Relinquishing money and friends. And now what happened? They replaced that money and friends. They made new friends within the cult. This is what I'm saying. Let me play it one more time, y'all.
Revolved entirely around the belief that the world would end on December 21st. They had given up their money and normal social connections. They were surrounded by fellow believers, and these believers made up their social circle. The cult members were isolated. The end was coming. The group locked themselves away. They awaited rescue from a promised UFO. Midnight. It is the 21st of December. The morning comes. Nothing. Dorothy Martin receives a message from the aliens. The cult has saved the Earth. What happens in end of days cults the day after? The followers' beliefs are confirmed, revitalized. In this case, faced with incontrovertible proof that their beliefs were wrong, the Seekers cult began evangelizing about the truth of their message. They're still going today. What's happened here is what Festinger calls...
Think about what he's saying. This was made 7 years ago. So they saying that the cult still exists till this day, even though it was very clear that the world did not end. Do you see the rationalization? Do you see the cognitive dissonance? Rather than just giving up on the idea that the end of the world did not come, they still are preaching this stuff till this day. The Seekers cult. Check it out for yourselves, y'all.
Cognitive dissonance. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines this as the psychological conflict resulting from incongruous beliefs and attitudes held simultaneously. The Seekers cult, for instance, had the belief that the world was meant to end on December 21st, and the contradictory belief that the world continued past that date. This is cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is uncomfortable, and the cultists needed to resolve the conflict. They couldn't give up the first belief because they'd invested too much in it. They couldn't give up the second one because, well, the world still exists.
Right. You see that? They can't give up on the first belief because they already invested too much. Remember, earlier in that video, what they said, what did they give up, y'all? They gave up their money. They gave up their friends. They gave up their jobs, right? They're giving up way too much. This is the same thing when you're in a relationship with a narcissist. What are they asking you to give up? How much things have you given up to stay in that relationship? So do you see why it's hard for people to leave? Do you see why it's hard and why people get trapped in some of these relationships? Because they already done given up so much. And the idea of actually having to start anew is too much for them to take. They have to justify it so that they can be like, nah, I gave it up for a reason. There was a reason why. There was a good purpose as to why I gave up this stuff. But the truth and the reality is, no, you just been bewitched. You were a damn fool. All right, let's keep going.
The way they resolved their cognitive dissonance was to adopt a third belief. The cult saved the world from destruction. This is why the Seekers and cults like it don't die when confronted with contradictory evidence, but are instead rejuvenated. But cognitive dissonance isn't restricted to cults. It is a feature of our everyday lives.
Pay attention.
When we rationalize away irrational behavior and beliefs, we are engaging in cognitive dissonance reconciliation. I would argue that cognitive dissonance can be found in all areas of our lives. Many of us find ourselves in careers that we just don't want, but
many people are found in careers that they just don't want.
Remain in because it's just for now. We enter relationships that become sour and stay with our partners because that's just the kind of relationship we're used to. We watch another and another YouTube video whilst knowing we should be getting on with something more productive. Cognitive dissonance is not just for the crazy.
You see that? So again, notice the examples he brought up. Just like I was telling you, when you find yourself stuck in anything, even though you know damn well how it makes you feel, a crappy job, a toxic relationship, this cult where the things that you were promised or the things that were said would come never comes to pass, and you find yourself stuck in that situation, you need to get out. You need to get out. So I'm going to play this one video here to try to help you. This would help you understand what you need to do so that you could combat the cognitive dissonance the proper way. Because some people justify and rationalize why they should stay in a toxic relationship. Now, I'm going to give you a key of how you can rationalize leaving. All right, check this out. And I hope you guys can still see this. Let me play this real quick for y'all.
The guilt that you feel when you're coming out of a toxic relationship with a narcissistic personality or an emotional abuser can be consuming. You feel guilty you let it go on as long as you did. You feel guilty because you're not sure what role you played and how things turned out. And you feel guilty that somehow you brought this onto yourself. The guilt can make you feel overly responsible and make it more difficult to leave the relationship, because even if you conceptually understand that they didn't treat you well, there's a part of you who believes it's your fault and that there was something more that you could have done in order to fix your wrongdoing or not knowing. It can make it difficult to forgive yourself. And I think the most intense part of that guilt is thinking that your partner will be lost without you, that you could have helped, healed, or saved them. And
so check this out, because I want, again, she's talking about narcissistic behavior, but let's even bring it back to the call, right? You see, when you realize that it was your choice to sell all that you had, when you realize that it was your choice to forsake everything, right, to join something that is not true, and the reason why you could tell it's not true because the things that they said would come to pass didn't come to pass, right? So when you realize that you had a choice and you played a role in this, do you understand why that person would feel like shit? And here's the thing, notice what she said. You might feel like you're trying to save the narcissist. Oh, you know what? Let me try to stay in this relationship to save the narcissist. How does that pertain to the call? How does that look like? Remember when I told you, you probably, in the process of you being part of this call, you probably made a lot of friends along the way. And here you are probably thinking to yourself, man, maybe I could save them. Maybe I could talk to them in such a way that No. You see, again, save yourself. You see, this person is trying to save the narcissist, right? Or this person trying to save other people who are still part of this cult. Stop. Save yourself. You're wasting a bunch of your time putting yourself in a relationship or in an environment that is not conducive to your growth. This is why you're experiencing the guilt like this woman is talking about. Let's keep going, y'all. Let me go back just a little bit.
And I think the most intense part of that guilt is thinking that your partner will be lost without you, that you could have helped, healed, or saved them, and you didn't. And so if this is you, and you are thinking that you somehow deserved this or brought this onto yourself, I want you to take all that guilt and focus on loving and forgiving yourself. Focus on what makes you, you. Reflect on your strengths, joys, and what you do well or try to do well every single day. Forgive yourself, and in time you will stop emotionally punishing the part of you that feels guilty. You did the best you could with the amount of information that you had then. Now you have more information. Forgive yourself.
Ooh, look at that. You did the best that you can do with that information then. So stop punishing yourself. You see, it's not your fault that you didn't know that this person was a narcissist. That's what narcissists do. They love bomb. You see, it's not your fault that you didn't know that. And that's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. You see, that guilt and shame that you guys are probably feeling when you realize, like, damn, I made the biggest mistake of my life. How the hell did I give up that job? How the hell did I give up, my house or whatever? How the hell did I give up all this stuff to be a part of this relationship? When that narcissist was telling you, man, I don't want you hanging out with those friends no more if you want to be with me. And then you probably realizing when you come to the understanding that that person's a narcissist, you probably like, damn, how the hell did I allow myself to listen to that? Stop feeling guilty, y'all. You did the best that you can do at that particular point in time. But now that you have more information, proceed on with that new information. Don't ignore that new information. That new information is there to help free you. Don't ignore it. But don't condemn yourself for the mistakes that you made in times past. Because again, who's the accuser of the brethren? It's Satan. Satan is the only one accusing you, saying that, damn, you the one that made the mistake. No. Stop condemning yourself. I want to end this off, because I don't want this to be too long, but I want to end this off by just reading a couple of verses to kind of seal it home, right? And why you need to combat against any form of condemnation that might arise up in your mind. All right, Romans 8 verse 1. Look what it says. There is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. You see, this is what you need to understand. You see, if you are of Christ, which those who probably listening to me, I will assume that you are, you cannot allow yourself to be condemned. You see, that is Satan's, that's his attempt to keep you bound. Because then you're going to start saying things like, man, maybe I deserve this. Maybe I deserve to stay here. After all, I'm the one that made the mistake. Yeah, you might have made a mistake, but who has not made a mistake? Who has not made the mistake? I mean, has not Christ himself said, he that is without sin, cast the first stone? So in other words, Who has not sinned? Who has not fallen down? You see, but a righteous person gets up, right? That's what the word says. A righteous man falls down 7 times but gets back up. You see, everybody makes mistakes, y'all. I mean, shit, before I got married, do you know how many bad relationships I've been in? Now, if I adopted the mindset, oh, maybe I don't deserve love. Maybe I don't deserve to be married. Maybe I don't deserve a healthy relationship. I would have been carrying on in life defeated. And I would have been carrying those past hurts in every new relationship. No, you need to heal. You need to heal, y'all. And the healing comes when you stop condemning yourself. When you were a child, you thought like a child. But now that you're a man, you put away childish things, y'all. You got to grow up. You got to heal yourself. I'm going to give you one final verse too, which will really seal it. Let me see right here. Man, don't tell me I forgot it. Oh, there you go, right here. You got Romans 14, verse 22. All right, check this out. Hast thou faith? Have it to thyself before Yah. Happy is he that condemneth not himself. Let me say that again. Happy is he that condemneth not himself in that thing which he alloweth. You see, you guys, sometimes you will make a mistake, but you cannot condemn yourself. Now, you probably say, oh, in the context, they were talking about food and drink. I get that, y'all. I get it. I get it. But this principle is important nonetheless. There are certain things that you just cannot allow yourself to be condemned. You cannot. Verse 23, and he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith, for whatsoever is not of faith is sin. So why am I bringing this up? If you have any form of doubt, let me bring it back home, y'all. And please let me know if you guys can hear me. If you guys can hear me, please let me know. All right, please let me know in the chat if you can hear me. But check this out. What you need to understand, right, is that if you have any doubt whatsoever, and why do you have doubt? Oh man, that brother, I appreciate you. If you have any doubt, listen to what I'm telling you, because again, the doubt came from the cognitive dissonance. You have one belief that is opposed with another new belief that been introduced to you, and now they at conflict. And now you starting to doubt, man, which one is the truth? Which one should I actually follow? Because you cannot live a life with the opposing ideas. One has to go. Let's bring it back to the narcissist. You might have a former idea of the narcissist when they were love bombing you, and you might say, oh man, yeah, the narcissist loved me. Yeah, the narcissist is for my good. And then when someone like me presents a new idea, no, the narcissist is abusing you. You cannot live with both those ideas at once. They at odds with one another. So now you start to doubt, man, shit, which one should I follow? Which one is actually the truth? I'm going to tell you what you need to do, yeah. Anything that is not done in faith is a sin. That's what we just read. In other words, if you are in a relationship where you begin to doubt, you have to, trust me when I'm telling you this, you have to leave. And let me make it more clear, right? Because I'm not promoting, relationships being broken. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about if there's proof, like we saw in that video, right? With those people that joined the cult. This woman was telling the people that the world is going to end December, what is it, 21st? All right, please let me know, because I got to remember that sometimes when this camera gets off, sometimes I can't be heard. So if I can be heard, please let me know. But remember, in the cult, that woman was telling them that December 31st, the world was going to end. When the world does not end, that is all the proof you need that you needed to get the hell up out of that cult. That narcissist, so I'm not talking about any two opposing ideas. No, I'm talking about opposing ideas where you have legitimate proof. If that narcissist, if somebody's presenting you an idea that, yo, bro, or sis, you in a toxic relationship, and here's the proof. You got a black eye. This person is verbally abusing you. This person don't give two shits on you, two shits about you. This person cheated on you. I'm talking about infallible proof. Get the hell up out of there. That's all the proof you need. Don't try to say, oh, maybe I could try to change this person. Or maybe I'm here, maybe the Most High put me in this relationship so I could save them. Bullshit. Bullshit. That's a lie. That's a lie. And let me tell you something, y'all. For any of you that know your Bible, you ain't saving no damn person. That's not your job to save anybody. Now, like the Bible says, some people plant, right? Some people may water. But the Most High is the one that gives the increase. You ain't saving nobody. So this is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand, y'all. Stop justifying being in a toxic relationship with a narcissist. Especially when there's proof given to you that you should have been get the hell up out of there. Stop justifying being part of these religions and these cults. When you get proof, you can see it, you can read the Bible for yourselves, and you see, man, the Bible is saying one thing, man, this person is saying something completely different. That's all the proof you need to get the hell up out of there. Stop justifying it. Oh, but this brother loves me and this person. Stop. Trust me when I'm telling you this. I know the soul ties that you made. I was there. I know the soul ties that you made with these people where you love them. Some of them probably even supported you. You're probably thinking, man, I don't want to have to leave these people. I love them too much. It's called a soul tie, y'all. You need to break these soul ties to set yourself up. You need to set yourself free. You need to do it. You need to do it. Because by you constantly dealing with the cognitive dissonance, all you're doing is keeping yourself in chains. And I'm going to land the plane by saying this again. The reason why you're in chains is because of the fear. My fault about that. I keep forgetting. It's because of the fear. The reason why you guys are in these relationships is the fear. Just like these cults. Oh, the end of the world is going to be December 31st. There's going to be this apocalyptic earthquake. This apocalyptic flood. Bullshit. Bullshit. Stop making moves based off of fear. You probably was in so many bad relationships prior to meeting the narcissist. So that narcissist comes in your life, and when they stop love bombing you, you're probably saying, man, I can't find nobody else. I can't find nobody better. Look at how they treated me. Look at all the gifts they're giving me. Look at how much time they say they love me. You guys, you're still operating out of fear. The narcissist is not the only person that has the ability to love you. First of all, the narcissist doesn't even love you. They don't. It's a psychological game they play so that they can manipulate you. They know that you probably are a person filled with rejection. You're a person filled to the zenith with a bunch of past hurt. So let me just love on that person, aka love bomb. Let me just give them a couple of gifts, tell them a couple of things that they would like to hear. All for what? So they can manipulate you. They can control you. Because once they have you in the palm of their hands, they know that you're never going to leave them. Why? Because of the cognitive dissonance. It don't matter who comes up to you and tell you otherwise. You already are duped. You already have been duped to believe that this narcissist is for your good. They're not for your good. These cults, these religions, is not for your good. Again, I believe in the Sabbath. But the 7-day Adventist, I don't know how people could stay up in there. I don't know why I can't remember that girl's name, but y'all look her up. That woman that was part of that 7-day Adventist, she was telling all the people, oh, Christ is coming back at this time. And he did not come at that time. Why are you still a part of it? Why are you still a part of it? Do you assume that you can only keep the Sabbath by being part of the 7-day Adventist? Lies. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. Don't think that these places that you're in or these relationships that you're in, Don't think that the benefits that they give you, don't think that they're the only ones that can give you that benefit. The Most High can replace anybody. If you lose that individual in your life, aka the narcissist, you think they're the only person that has the ability to love on you? No. The Most High can replace them. Even Elijah. I want you to understand how replaceable people are. You had the prophet Elijah. This man rained down fire from heaven. I mean, this guy clearly had power. And you know what's so amazing? When this man was running away from Jezebel, do you guys remember? He was saying, "Oh, Most High, I'm the last prophet left. I'm the last prophet left." And what did the Most High say? Hey, slow down, homie. Slow down. There's 6,000 others that have not yet bowed their knees to Baal. You see, don't think nobody is irreplaceable. Nobody is. And that includes the narcissist. Stop justifying being in toxic relationships, y'all. Y'all got to get out. I've been on this series for a while. I've been talking about cognitive dissonance. I've been talking about gaslighting. I've been talking about manipulative behaviors. I've been talking about spirits associated with Ahab and Jezebel. I've been putting it in my spirit for a while to help some of y'all get free. Y'all have to free yourself. Save yourself from this wicked and untoward generation. You want to be free? Look, who the Son sets free shall be free indeed. That was Jesus, right? That was Jesus that said that. That's the same Jesus that said he is the way, the truth, and the life. This is the same Jesus that said in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Yah, and the Word was Yah. I'm going to tell you how you set yourself free, y'all. I'm going to tell you how you set yourself free. Read the Word. Read the Word for yourself. Don't listen to what Nick have to say. Don't listen to what Mommy and Daddy have to say. Don't listen to what read the Word for yourself. And in the process of you reading that Word, reading that Bible for yourself, anything that does not line up with that Word, that's all the proof you need. That's all the proof you need. It's literally that simple. You see, and I might present, I don't mean to offend nobody, but shit, I'm not going to mince my words. I'm not going to beat around the bush. You've been taught that you can eat whatever the hell you want to eat, right? It's not what goes inside them and that defiles them, but what comes out, all that jargon. But then you read the Word, and the Word says that swine is unclean. And you read the last chapter of Isaiah, and they say anybody that eats swine is gonna burn. Now, that's not my words. That's you know what I'm saying? That's the actual words of the Bible. So when you're presented with those two ideas, you have a choice. Am I gonna continue on in life eating swine because I'm gonna just justify it? Or will I just follow the Word and set myself free? Isn't it amazing, by the way, that after all these years, I mean, after all, you can eat everything, but when people get sick, even the worldly doctors out there, what's one of the first things they tell you to do? You need to get rid of that swine. You got to stop eating pig. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? I wonder why the Most High said swine was unclean. But anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep going, y'all. If you read that Word, husbands, love your wives as Yeshua, Jesus the Christ, loved the church and gave up his life for the church. Where do you see an example of Jesus beating up one of the disciples? Where do you see an example of Jesus verbally attacking one of the disciples, aka the church? You don't see it, do you? So if your husband is smacking you, smacking the shit out of you, and you got a black eye, and you got to put makeup to cover up your bruises, and then you have all your friends saying, what the hell are you doing in that relationship? You need to get the hell out, y'all. Get the hell out. And mind you, women are not the only ones that get abused in relationships. Some men get abused. Some men get abused. I'm going to tell you a real story, y'all. I'm working in sales, right? This is a true story. I was here giving one of my sales pitch at a house, right? And out here talking to this man. It happened today, y'all. I can't make this shit up. I'm talking to this man, and I'm just like, hey, going running down this pitch. And I'm here reeling the guy in, right? You know what this woman does? This man's wife comes out and say, "Oh, this is a no solicitor in town. You gotta get out." And she literally drags the man back into the house. I was so flabbergasted. I said, "Damn, a woman pulling a man back into the house. Is that not a defeated man? This man can't even have a conversation with a stranger for his damn self. He got his woman pulling him, dragging him back into the house." I was done. I was like, hey, shoot. I wouldn't want to sell to that house any damn way. I wouldn't want you to be a customer any damn way. Damn Jezebel. This is a true story, huh? But what's my point? Both men and women get abused in relationships all the time. People manipulate you, they abuse you, they verbally attack you. Sometimes they physically attack you. They resort to domestic violence. You need to get the hell up out of there, y'all. Stop staying in those relationships. It is toxic. You're in some type of religious organization, and they promised you things. They said certain things will come to pass, and you never see it come to pass. That's your sign. So you need to get the hell up out of there. I would love to hear from you guys. Please, before I head out, can somebody put in the chat, even if there was some apocalyptic event that was going to take place? Please entertain me here, please. Even if there was an apocalyptic event that was going to take place, what instruction do we have in the Bible regarding that event? Is there anything that we can really do to prevent that event? Sorry, y'all. Is there any event that we can do to prevent the apocalypse from coming? Can we save ourselves? Hear me out. Can we save ourselves from this impending doom that's coming? Now, I'm not trying to be, or let me say this, or can we just depend on Jesus? And here's the thing, right? I'm not trying to be all religious about it, right? I'm not trying to say do completely nothing. No, there's some things you can do. There's some things you can do. But what I am saying is that even the things that you do, are you going to trump this apocalypse from coming? Hey, Edward, what's going on, my brother? Yeah, can you stop this impending doom from coming? The answer is no, y'all. I don't care what you do. Matter of fact, there's literally a parable in the Bible where Jesus himself is telling people about this certain man, this certain rich man who was prepping, right? He was preparing all these goods in his storehouse. And that man literally told himself, "Man, I got so much goods. How about I break down my barn and rebuild it bigger so I could have even more goods?" And guess what happened in the parable, y'all? Read it for yourselves. Read it for yourselves. This man, when he finished prepping, he said to himself, "Man, I got all these goods now. I got all these goods. Now I can rest. I could be at peace." And guess what? The Most High said, "Thou fool, don't you know this day your life is required of you?" Mercy, mercy, mercy. Mercy, mercy, mercy. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to understand, y'all. Anything done in fear is not of faith. Matter of fact, I love y'all so much. I gotta go to it anyway because some people might be like, Nick, man, you just chatting, bro. You just chatting, man. Let's required. And let me type in the word fool and let's see what pops up. All right, check this out, y'all. Because you might think I'm just chatting. All right, this is the text for yourselves to read. All right, check this out. It says, "And he spake a parable unto them." This is red letter, y'all. Saying, "The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do? Because I have no room where to bestow my fruits. And he said, This will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, Soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years." Right? I'm going to survive this apocalypse. I'm going to survive. I'm going to survive this apocalypse. This is what that man was probably thinking. "So that has much goods laid up for many years. Take thy ease, eat, drink, and be merry." Verse 20. "But Yah said unto him, Thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then who shall those things be which thou hast provided? So is he that layeth up treasure for himself and is not rich towards Yah. My brothers, my sisters, check this out. Let me make sure that you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, please let me know. Check this out, y'all. Anything that is done in fear is not of the Most High. It's not. And it would behoove you, listen to what I'm telling y'all, it would behoove you to actually lean and trust on Jesus Christ, the Messiah. To lean on the Most High, Yah. Lean on Him. Lean on Him. And I'm telling you this for a reason because, again, so long as you're doing things based off fear, you're going to continually justify why you're in a toxic relationship. You're going to continually justify why you're part of, false religious organizations. You're going to continually justify why you're in this shitty-ass job that you don't like. You're going to keep justifying it. You need to combat against the cognitive dissonance. Anyway, I don't want to beat the dead horse. I hope you guys actually were edified by what I was saying. Please watch that video again. Watch Leon Festinger and how he literally infiltrated a cult and how these people, even though the apocalypse did not come, they rationalized why they should remain in that cult. Please watch that video. Study it. And more importantly, study the word. Because the truth shall set you free. With that being said, if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe, comment down below. Do all that YouTube stuff. And with that being said, Nick over and out. The message sent. Jesus is King, y'all.